Okay, and we are back with the second installment of David's collection, and we're going bit by bit until we try to get all of the collection, so he can talk kind of in depth about, you know, the figures and give us some history behind it and some fun facts.
Fun facts.
Yeah. So today we're going to look at the Inhumanoids.
Inhumanoids, one of my favorite lines. It's an obscure line. And unlike with Brave Star that we talked about last time, there's no can of worms with this. One line, that's it. No variations. 3 basic different figure types and a couple of vehicles put up by HASBRO in 1986 as the same time as the cartoon. And the cartoon only actually had 13 episodes. And it was a Sunbow production, same people who did G.I. Joe famously. But they did their trial run. Usually a trial will run about 5 episodes. And we've seen a lot of that where there's only 5 episodes available of something. Sometimes that's expanded upon. And that's where you get 13 episodes out of this, which actually wasn't a bad show. Visually rather interesting. Very interesting show, as you can tell by this. And this set is not complete. It's missing a couple of pieces. There's essentially 4 human characters, which you see on the top row, and these are the only ones that come carded. You've got Herc Armstrong, Augur, and Dr. Derek Bright here, which are the Earth Core. And the one that's missing is the Liquidator on the card, which is the guy in the yellow outfit. If we turn one of these around, you can see that they did the whole file card kind of thing. They got like a description of the suit on the back. And you have a little point here that I don't think was ever used for anything. Collect all the Earth Core scientists. Here's his little file card, reminiscent of G.I. Joe and things like that. Again, I do not have Liquidator. He's the one that I'm missing. Tough to find on the card, and tough to find these cards in decent shape because these figures are heavy. They actually got some weight to them, so they tend to pull away from the card, or the cards tend to be damaged pretty badly. They have a lot of waviness or something. And these cards are really straight, unpunched. I've been very fortunate to find these in this kind of condition. So finding a Liquidator in that condition is going to be kind of hard. These are actually 1/18 scale, which means 3 3/4 inch. This is not their bodies, it's a suit. It's like an armored suit that they're wearing, an exoskeleton. And so technically, they are the same size as Hasbro G.I. Joe figures from the Raw era. And I've even seen people do customs where they've gotten like loose bodies without the accessories and popped them open and taken these heads and done customs of these characters in a proper scale. So you got your 4 humans, and then you have 6 of these Mutors, and that's what these are referred to as the Mutors. So you have Granite the Race, which you can see in here. And do I have a light? I'll show you here. They all have a light up eye function. Let me
You can kind of see the light. I mean, the eyes
I just wanted
glowing.
to see if I could, like that, shine through the top of the package here. And you can see his eyes lit up. Or if we come down here to the redwood, the gray redwood, that one works a lot better, where the light shines through the top of their heads and you can see it. So you got Granite the Race, Red Sun, Red Len, Red Wood, Magnacore, which is, let me shut the flashlight back off here, which is the one that comes apart. Because inside here, and it's hard to tell if you look on through the top perhaps, you can see there's like a shell back there. That snaps onto the front. So like his body pops open as demonstrated in the image here, And great artwork on these, by the way. I love the art on these and the box coloring. So it pops off, and he's like flaming lava underneath, although that's not nearly as convincing as the sketch there. And then, of course, they also come with a file card. And they live at the Earth's core. So there's Magnacore and then Granor down there in the corner. There's your Granor. I don't know how well you can see him. Get him a little bit better light there.
Yeah. He's just like the brown one.
Yeah. Essentially. That's all they did was just repaint him.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with the Redwood Race figures. If you see the three trees here, Red Sun, Red Len, and Red Wood, it's the same mold.
Right.
They just cast them differently. Then you get the two vehicles, the Terra Scout, and then the Trapper with the EUR, Trapper. We're going to be all French about it. Protection vehicle for underground missions, exploration vehicle for underground missions. And again, just the aesthetics of it, the crumbling cities and the deep colors, the purples and the artwork. I love this. It's okay. And on the back, no file card, but of course you get like a descriptor of the vehicle and what all it entails. And funny story about this one. Do you remember where I got this one?
Didn't you get it at one of the toy shows?
Yeah, it was one of the toy shows, and I got it. This is actually a really expensive vehicle, but you see the tape is open there, right? It's sealed contents. It's just that this has been opened. And this wrinkle right here, evidently, you remember when I start telling the story, I was talking to the dealer and someone had just opened this. It was still sealed. This tape was wrapped, and they opened it and looked in here, and then took off. And then the person couldn't catch up with him, and he was really pissed. And I was like, well, you know, I don't care that it's been opened. I mean, what do you want to do? And the price he threw out there, he was like, I don't even want to look at it now. He was like, the price he threw out was outrageously inexpensive. And I was just like, I can't pass it up. That's an expensive vehicle.
How you just go to somebody's booth and open up something and run off?
Especially something as expensive as this would have been, you know?
Yeah.
And it's still expensive. And the price he asked was way lower than it should have been, even like that. But, you know, I get it. That is
pissed.
frustrating. People have no respect sometimes. These are the deluxe figures. The much larger, as you can see, than like the human figures here. And you have Metlar, Ultimate Enemy, it says. Ultimate Enemy. Tendril. And there's one more that I'm missing, and that is the Decay. So I'm missing one deluxe figure and one human figure. And this one doesn't have the interior box. It's like unplayed with condition, but the interior cardboard insert, like you see on that one, it should be identical to that, is missing, unfortunately. Let me see how his teeth light up. Yeah. And then with him, his teeth should do the same thing there.
Yeah, I can see it.
And this particular one is famous for having a broken neck. It's just like these three little teeny tiny tabs inside this big rotation cup. And if you're going to buy one of these, loose or boxed, always check to make sure his head's still attached, because it cannot be fixed. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, I've got these two. And I'm missing the DK, although again, all of these are so hard to find anyway, so it could be a while before I turn one up. Original price at Hills, $9.97.
Wow.
I know, right? And this one also came from Hills. $4.97 was the price on this one. I always like looking at the prices and seeing what things sold for. I don't mind a price tag being on a box as long as it's not huge. Sometimes they would put like this big, massive, like red or orange clearance sticker on things, and that just kind of sucks. But if it's a normal price tag, like this one, Lane Co. $3.97.
Yeah.
I don't mind a little price tag like that. It gives a little history to the toy, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool line. Interesting show. Again, only lasted 13 episodes from Sunbow. Oh, and also here, I do have this. And this is a store display. It's an unused store display, actually, because you can see it's supposed to be a punch-out, so it stands up on the counter. Advertising for Inhumanoids on VHS.
Oh, okay.
So when it was released on VHS, which finding it on VHS, or I think disc also, is not easy. They can be expensive. I haven't looked in a while, but it's usually pretty expensive for this stuff on disc. And you know, we have not rewatched this recently. I haven't seen this in forever. And again,
I've never seen it at all.
love the artwork on these though. It's a nice little series. Again, 2 pieces to go.
Yay.
2 pieces to go, but it's been a long time putting this run together, even in this kind of condition. The most of these are really nice. There's a couple, like, you know, the Granite the Race has a bad wrinkle right there, but still it's sealed, so I can live with it. What are you gonna do? And again, you know, classic 80s, 1986 toy line. There's no surprises like with Brave Star and some of the other toy lines where Brave Star has all these variants that are a nightmare to track down. You don't get that with Inhumanoids. I just need 2 more. 2 more if I can find them, and I'll be all finished. I'm looking forward to that. I like when I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's all about the hunt. No, man, I want to find it. I want to find it and be done, and then I'll be happy with it. I like my it's my trophy case.